can just, I've got a prophetic word that I could read. And then
Okay, yeah, go ahead and read that.
Okay, amen. So I'm in prayer, Steve, and as I was in prayer, this is what I heard the Lord say. He says this for us, even coming into this month, this new month. He said this, you're coming into a season of many wars.
Yeah.
Nations rising up against nations, and the enemy mobilizing the forces of darkness against my people. But in this season, do not fear, for what the enemy plans in the dark will be heard in the light, and what the enemy whispers behind closed doors will be shouted from the housetops and exposed for all to see. The horse will rise, the heroes will rise in this season. And I am opening the spiritual eyes of my children to see the attacks of the enemy before they happen and confuse their plans, get them off track, and watch their attacking train collapse. So in this part, Steve, I saw a train coming, and as God's people were praying, the train went off tracks and it just collapsed.
Wow.
And then I heard the Lord say, warfare will increase, but do not worry. For once again, I am sending the horses and the chariots of fire, and they will be visible to those whose eyes I have opened to see the heavenly realms. The horses and the chariots of fire will not only be surrounding my people, rather engulfing them like a funnel, descending from the heavens, guarding and protecting my people. A funnel to destroy the tunnel, to destroy the underground work of the enemy. The enemy will hear the sound of horses and chariots of fire, but will not be able to see them. Like it was when with the king of Aram, thought that many nations united against it and fled, leaving behind all their possessions. In this part, Steve, the Lord reminded me how the king of Aram heard he heard the chariots and the horses, but he did not see them. He thought that many nations were coming, so they fled and they left the camp. And the Lord began to tell me that this is how I am going to fight for my people. He said this to me: the famine had started and will continue to increase. Many will lose hope and be offended at me, but not so with you. For the hero that is inside of you, my people, will rise as you take a step in faith. Like those lepers who said, what are we going to lose? They entered into the camp only to find out that the enemy had already fled. Faith will rise on the inside of my people, and they will take huge steps of faith and will see my victory. They will collect the plunder, for I am not opening a door in the heavens. I am opening the floodgates of heaven and blessing my people. You're about to see my promises happen right in front of your eyes, and be encouraged. For there are more on your side than those who are against you. Heaven is fighting for you. I am opening your eyes to see the army of heaven with their swords drawn, ready for battle. The great news is victory has been won, and you will see it with your own eyes and rejoice. Do not negotiate or compromise with the enemy, for I have struck his head on the cross. I am sending my heavenly hosts to fight for you. So get ready, rise and believe, like Abraham, who believed that God is able to do what he promised. I am not opening up the windows. That was said twice. I'm opening up floodgates, and no demon will be able to stop the heavenly flow. Great victory I have granted to you. Great victory I have granted to you. For like the heavenly horses and chariots of fire delivered Elijah, I remind you that greater than Elijah is here.
So good. You know, I just read that a couple of times when you said that. He says, I'm not opening the windows of heaven. I'm opening the floodgates of heaven, which is, if you can imagine, the floodgates on earth, like if they're going to flood from a dam, it is an unstoppable force. Absolutely. And so he's saying the demons have no power over the floodgates that I'm going to, open not just the windows of heaven, the floodgates of heaven.
Yes.
Wonderful. It's very cool. Very cool.